Hello, good morning students. In last session we discussed about the cell organelle, that is the structure of cell wall, okay, and among which we studied the introductory information about the structure of cell wall and their functions, and we also studied that based upon Gram staining there are two types of organism or whole population of bacteria that is classified into two groups, that is gram positive and gram negative. We also studied that there is a gram positive bacterial cell wall that is very simple, and the gram negative bacterial cell wall that is very complex in nature. Okay, so today we see the gram positive bacterial cell wall. Okay, here is the gram positive cell wall, that is the thick, and it is 15 to 80 nanometer and more homogeneous than that of the thin 2 nanometer gram negative cell wall. Here is the difference between the gram positive cell wall and gram negative cell wall. Means in gram positive bacteria cell wall is thick and its thickness that is measured in 15 to 80 nanometer. Okay, but gram negative organism that is measured, that is 2 nanometer thickness. When we compare both these gram positive cell wall and gram negative cell wall, we get difference, that is one is thick and another is a thin. Okay, now the gram positive cell wall contains large amount of peptidoglycan present in several layers that constitutes about 40 to 80% of dry weight of the cell. That means here the major constituent of the cell wall is peptidoglycan, and it constitutes near about 40 to 80% of the total dry weight of the cell. There is a peptidoglycan that is present. Okay, the gram positive cell wall consists primarily of teichoic acid and teichouric acid. This teichoic acid is the another constituent of the cell wall. Okay, and primarily it is present in the gram positive bacteria. These two components accounts for up to 50% of the dry weight of the cell and 10% of the dry weight of the total cell. See here, this is the diagrammatic representation of gram positive cell wall. These are the teichoic acids. These are the teichoic acids and these are the lipoteichoic acids. Okay, and here the peptidoglycan layer is there, means these brown and yellow color, that is the peptidoglycan. There is a N-acetylmuramic acid and N-acetylglutamine. They are the component of peptidoglycan, or that is the disaccharide containing N-acetylglucosamine and N-acetylmuramic acid. And here is the plasma membrane. That means below the cell wall there is another membrane, and that membrane that is called as a plasma membrane, and in between plasma membrane and cell wall there is a small space is there, and that space that is called as a periplasmic space. Is it okay? So this is the arrangement of that peptidoglycan, teichoic acid in cell wall. Okay, means peptidoglycan and teichoic acids are the two main components which constitute the cell wall of gram positive bacteria. Is it okay? Now teichoic acid. Teichoic acids are the polymers of polyribitol phosphate or polyglycerol phosphate containing ribitol and glycerol. Okay, these polymers may have sugar or amino acid substitute either as a side chain or within the chain of polymer. Teichoic acids are of two types wall, teichoic acid and lipoteichoic acid. Okay, so this teichoic acid and lipoteichoic acid plays the important role in the building of the structure of cell wall. They are connected to the peptidoglycan by a covalent bond with the 6-hydroxyl of N-acetylmuramic acid in the wall teichoic acid and the plasma membrane lipids. Now teichouric acid, uronic acid is the another component in the teichoic acid, and here teichouronic acid consists of repeat units of sugar acid such as N-acetyl mannuronic acid and D-glucouronic acids. That means these are the two components they are present in the teichouronic acid. They are synthesized in place of teichoic acid when phosphate supply to the cell is limited. The main component in cell wall is teichoic acid, but if there is a limited supply of phosphate at that time, there is a synthesis of teichouronic acid, and that fulfills the need of teichoic acid. Okay. Gram-positive cell wall also contains neutral sugars such as mannose, arabinose, raminose and glucosamine. Means these are the sugars, that means they are the carbohydrate. Okay, and they are neutral sugars, and there are some acidic sugars are there such as glucouronic acid and mannuronic acid, means which occur as a subunit of polysaccharides in the cell wall. Means in gram-positive cell wall there is some neutral sugars they are present, and some are acidic sugars, and they are present in the form of, that is a polysaccharide. Okay. Now the summary of the gram-positive cell wall. See the first point in the summary, that is the gram-positive cell wall that are thick as compared to the gram-negative cell wall. Okay. Now gram-positive cell walls are simple as compared to gram-negative cell walls. Means gram-positive cell walls, they are simple, and in gram-negative organism the cell wall is complex in nature. Now what are the chemical constituents they are present in the cell wall? The first component, that is the peptidoglycan. Okay, and in peptidoglycan there is a N-acetyl muramic acid and N-acetyl glucosamine, they are present, and there is a peptide bridge there is a present. Okay, and that will joins the different chains of these disaccharides, that is the N-acetyl glucosamine and that is N-acetyl muramic acid. Okay, large amount of teichoic acids and teichouronic acids they are present in the cell wall of gram-positive bacteria. Now it also contains neutral sugars and acidic sugars. Okay, means this is about the, just we have to recall it or to remember it. It is very simple. When we ask what is the structure, chemical composition and functions of gram-positive cell wall. Then we have to know the some points about the gram-positive cell wall. Gram-positive cell wall is thick. It is simplest in structure. It contains peptidoglycan, teichoic acid. It contains acidic sugars and it also contains some neutral sugars. Okay, so this is the summary of the gram-positive cell wall. Now we have to see the structure and chemical composition of the gram-negative cell wall. Okay, so already we know that the gram-negative cell wall is much more complex than the gram-positive cell wall. Peptidoglycan content in the gram-negative cell wall is significantly less than the gram-positive cell wall. We know that there are different layers of peptidoglycan in case of gram-positive bacteria, but when we compare it with gram-negative bacteria, there is a less amount of peptidoglycan layer that is present. Okay. Now only 1 to 2 layers of peptidoglycan, that is 2 to 8 nanometer, they are present just outside the cell membrane. Is it okay? The gram-negative cell wall outside the peptidoglycan layer contains 3 main components. Means the first layer, that is upper to the periplasmic space, there is a peptidoglycan, and above peptidoglycan there are 3 main components, that is the lipoprotein layer, outer membrane and lipopolysaccharides. These are the content of the gram-negative cell wall. Okay, now see, this is the diagrammatic representation of gram-negative cell wall. Okay, see, here is the plasma membrane. Okay, means up to this there is a plasma membrane, and above the plasma membrane there is a periplasmic space. Okay, and that means in periplasmic space, here is the periplasmic space, this, and these are the peptidoglycans. Okay, and there are only 2 layers of peptidoglycan that is present in the gram-negative bacteria, and that's why this cell wall of gram-negative bacteria, it is a thin, because here is the peptidoglycan layer that is very less as compared to gram-positive bacteria, and this is the outer membrane. Now in outer membrane there are different types of lipoproteins, they are present. Here is the Burns lipoprotein is there. Okay, and here is the porine protein, and here is the antigen specific side chains of lipopolysaccharides, they are present. Okay, so this is the general structure of the gram-negative bacteria. That means in gram-negative bacteria, after plasma membrane or above the plasma membrane there is a periplasmic space, and above that periplasmic space there are 2 layers of the peptidoglycan, and after that there is a 3 main components, that is the lipoprotein layer, then outer membrane and the lipopolysaccharides. These are the constituents or components that are present in the gram-negative cell wall. Okay, now lipoprotein layer. The lipoprotein layer is mainly composed of Burns lipoproteins. Okay, Burns lipoproteins is a small lipoprotein that is covalently joined to the underlying peptidoglycan and embedded in the outer membrane of its hydrophobic ends. Okay, now the lipoprotein stabilize the outer membrane of the gram-negative cell wall. Now then the next component, that is the outer membrane proteins, and in outer membrane there is a these proteins, they are present as a bilayered structure. It is inner part resembles in composition with that of the cell membrane, while its outer part contains a distinctive component called lipopolysaccharides. Okay. The outer membrane and plasma membrane appear to be in direct contact at many sites in the gram-negative cell wall. The outer membrane has variety of proteins. That means first protein that is present in the outer membrane, that is the porins protein. Okay, and the outer membrane has special channels consisting of protein molecules called porins. These porins have many functions. They permit the passive diffusion of low molecular weight hydrophilic compounds such as sugars, amino acids, and certain ions. We know that there are organisms that take the nourishment through the cell wall. Okay, and for that purpose, the cell wall that is porous in nature and through which porin proteins permit the passive diffusion of low molecular weight hydrophilic compounds such as sugars, amino acids, and certain ions, and which will help to exchange the materials which are present inside the cell and outside the cell. That means outside the cell there is a fresh nutrients, they are available, and inside the cell utilize nutrient, that means the waste material that is present, and when fresh material enters inside the cell, whatever the utilize or waste material that also comes out of the cell. Is it okay? So for this it will permit the passive diffusion. Okay. Now they exclude the hydrophobic molecules. That means it is avoid the transfer of hydrophobic molecules inside the cell, and they serve to protect the cell. This proteins, they serve to protect the cell. Now the outer membrane proteins, they include the following types, that is outer membrane protein C, D, F, and PHOE and LAMB. These are the four major proteins of the outer membrane that are responsible for most of the transmembrane diffusion of maltose and maltodextrins. TSX, the receptor of the T6 bacteriophage, is responsible for the transmembrane diffusion of nucleosides and some amino acids. Here outer membrane protein A anchors the outer membrane to the peptidoglycan layer, and it is also the sex pilus receptor in F mediated bacterial conjugation. In case of some bacteria, there is a gene transfer that will be takes place from donor to recipient, and for that purpose there is a formation of a bridge. That means bridge is the portion who will join the two bacterial cells, and through that tubular channel there is a transfer of donor gene to the recipient cell. Okay, and that process that is called as a conjugation. Now the outer membrane also contains the proteins that are involved in the transport of specific molecules such as vitamin B12, iron siderophore complexes. It also contains a limited number of minor proteins such as enzymes, phospholipids, and proteases. Okay. Now the another layer, that is the lipopolysaccharides, and here lipo, that means the lipid, and polysaccharides, that means the carbohydrate. Okay, that means here lipopolysaccharide or conjugated lipids, they are present, and these lipopolysaccharides are complex molecules present in the outer membrane of the gram-negative bacteria. Structurally, the lipopolysaccharide consists of three main components, that is lipid A, the core of oligosaccharide. Oligosaccharides means, oligosaccharides are the carbohydrates which contains 2 to 9 sugar molecules. Okay, that type of carbohydrate, that is called as a oligosaccharide, and there is a core of the oligosaccharide and the O polysaccharide or O antigen. Here polysaccharide means, polysaccharides, they are also carbohydrate, they contain 10 and more than 10 sugar units. Okay, and they are called as O polysaccharides or O antigens. Is it okay? Now the summary of the gram-negative cell wall. Among the summary, gram-negative cell wall are complex as compared to gram-positive cell wall. Now gram-negative cell wall are thin as compared to gram-positive cell wall. Peptidoglycan content in the gram-negative cell wall, but its concentration or its constituents, they are very less as compared to gram-positive cell wall. Okay. Now it contains three main components, that is lipoprotein layer, that is Burns lipoprotein, outer membrane proteins in which there is a porine proteins, they are present, and third, that is the lipopolysaccharide, that is outer membrane proteins, and in outer membrane proteins there is a 4 major proteins, that is outer membrane protein C,